Back in 1998, it felt like the music died for the showstopper. At the Royal Rumble, during a casket match against The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels took a nasty back body drop that slammed his spine on the corner of the casket. The impact herniated 2 of his discs and crushed a third. Just like that, his career was over. What followed were 4 long years of pain, addiction, and regret. Everyone thought he was finished. But what if the end was really just the beginning? This is the story of the one night that changed absolutely everything. The date was March 29, 1998, WrestleMania 14. The main event saw Shawn Michaels defending his WWF Championship against the freight train that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. For the millions watching, it was the crowning of a new king, the official launch of the Attitude Era. But for Shawn, it was a bitter, painful farewell. He was in agony, a shadow of the performer who had stolen the show for years, barely able to move. Dropping the title to Austin wasn't a choice. His body had given out, and that back injury from the Royal Rumble on January 18th, it wasn't just a storyline. Surgeons were telling him he might never wrestle again if he wanted any semblance of a normal life. Just as the business he helped build was exploding into its most popular era ever, its most dynamic performer had to walk away. The years that followed were dark for Michaels. He'd show up on WWF television here and there as the on-screen commissioner. But behind the curtain, a much more serious battle was raging. He was lost, fighting a nasty addiction to painkillers and grappling with the idea that the one thing that gave him his identity was gone forever. He started a family, but not even that could pull him out of his downward spiral right away. The showstopper, the man who inspired a generation of high-flying wrestlers, was broken physically and spiritually. The wrestling world had moved on, and for all anyone knew, Shawn Michaels' career was over for good. The turning point for Shawn Michaels wasn't a call from Vince McMahon or a huge contract offer. It was looking at his own son and realizing he was on a path to total ruin. He found a new sense of purpose, embracing his faith and becoming a born-again Christian in April 2002, which gave him the clarity and strength to finally get clean. Around that same time, another old bridge was rebuilt. His friend Kevin Nash, after a year of not speaking, reached out and pushed him to make things right with Triple H. That reconciliation set the stage for one of wrestling's most unexpected returns. On the June 3, 2002 episode of Monday Night Raw, the unthinkable happened. Kevin Nash, now leading the NWO and WWE, introduced the group's newest member, Shawn Michaels. It was his first time in a WWE ring in nearly 2 years, and even though it was a non-wrestling role, you could feel the spark. The NWO angle didn't last long, but it left Michaels on WWE programming without a clear story. And that's when Triple H stepped in. What came next was brilliant storytelling. On the July 22nd episode of Raw, the two buddies looked ready to reform D-Generation X, hitting the ring with their classic music and attitude. But just as they were about to hit their signature catchphrase, Triple H turned on Michaels, hitting him with a shocking pedigree. The betrayal felt absolute. A week later, Michaels was ambushed in a parking lot, his head smashed through a car window. Security footage, of course, revealed the attacker was Triple H, who claimed he did it to prove Michaels was now weak. In response, a furious Shawn Michaels didn't challenge him to a wrestling match, he challenged him to a fight. An unsanctioned street fight at SummerSlam. After more than 4 years away, the Heartbreak Kid was going to have one more match. August 25, 2002, Nassau Coliseum, New York. The entire building was buzzing with one question. Could he still do it? 4.5 years is an eternity in wrestling. And this wasn't just any wrestler. This was Shawn Michaels, a guy whose entire reputation was built on incredible athleticism, coming back from what was supposed to be a career-ending injury. When his music hit and he walked down that ramp, the roar from the crowd was deafening, a mix of nostalgia and genuine doubt. The bell rang, and any doubts vanished almost immediately. Michaels exploded out of the corner, not looking like he'd missed a beat as he went after Triple H with a flurry of punches and a leap to the outside. He was moving like the old HBK, but this was a street fight, and Triple H, the cerebral assassin, had a brutal and simple game plan: attack the back. He delivered one punishing backbreaker after another, each one making the crowd cringe. He slammed Michaels' spine into the steel ring post and cracked a steel chair across his surgically repaired back. The story was crystal clear: Triple H wasn't just trying to win. he was trying to permanently retire Shawn Michaels. But the showstopper just wouldn't stay down. In a moment of pure, defiant insanity, Michaels put Triple H on a table outside the ring, climbed a ladder, and delivered a massive splash, sending them both crashing through it. Later, he climbed the ladder again for a flying elbow drop. He was bloody and battered, but he was still Shawn Michaels. The climax of the nearly 30-minute war came when Triple H went for the pedigree. In a stunning counter, Michaels rolled through into a jackknife pin. 1, 2, 3. Shawn Michaels had won his first match in over 4 years. The celebration didn't last long. As a dazed Michaels tried to get to his feet, a furious Triple H grabbed his sledgehammer and hit him twice in the lower back. HBK collapsed, his triumphant return ending with him being carried out on a stretcher. At that moment, no one knew if they'd just seen a one-night miracle or a tragic misstep. What they'd actually seen was the perfect setup. That post-match attack guaranteed this wasn't the end. It was the start of one of the greatest second acts in wrestling history. That night at SummerSlam 2002 wasn't just a match, it was a resurrection. It proved to the world, and more importantly, to Shawn Michaels himself, that he could still go at the highest level. The assault by Triple H gave him the perfect reason to make a full-time comeback. Just a few months later, at Survivor Series, Michaels would step into the first-ever Elimination Chamber match and win the World Heavyweight Championship from Triple H, a perfect full-circle moment. This victory launched an incredible 8-tier run that many fans argue was even better than his first. He was no longer the arrogant boy toy, but a respected veteran who had found peace in his life and a new fire in the ring. He went on to have classic feuds and unforgettable matches with a new generation of stars like Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho. He created even more WrestleMania magic, most famously in his 2 legendary matches with The Undertaker, the second of which became his official retirement match in 2010. But none of that, the championship, the legendary feuds, the epic WrestleMania moments would have been possible without that one night. The unsanctioned street fight at SummerSlam 2002 was the turning point for his entire legacy. It rewrote the tragic story of a career cut short and turned it into an inspiring saga of redemption. The Heartbreak Kid was done, until the night he proved he was anything but. If you enjoyed this look back at one of wrestling's greatest comebacks, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. And let me know in the comments below, where does Shawn Michaels' 2002 return rank among your favorite wrestling moments? The story of Shawn Michaels is a true testament to resilience. From the edge of a career-ending injury and personal despair, he climbed all the way back to the top of the mountain. And it all started with one brutal, unbelievable, and unforgettable night at SummerSlam.